All right, when you're not really told, hey, like you're really impressing me by being so consistent with developing, or I remember where you were last year, and now just amazing how much you've grown in this past year. You know, when you're not really told that all the time, like if you don't really have someone in your corner that's like just, supporting you, then you almost, unless you're very, very introspective, you almost don't realize how much you're impressing other people. Who said you can't use gaming to encourage people? Who said you can't use gaming to teach people the ways? Not me. Welcome to the new episode of Gems and Gaming. Get ready as we log in to share some life wisdom and put you on game. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? So I think by the time I upload this video, it will be my birthday. So shout out to, first off, everyone that texted me early, wish me happy birthday. For those people that are gonna message me on my birthday, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate so much in life, man. I think that's really gonna be the topic of the day. Before I get to the topic, we're playing Stadium. I'm back on Overwatch. I love Overwatch. If you follow me, then you know that I'm a huge fan of the game. I don't do Stadium. Stadium is basically supposed to be more of like a tournament style with Overwatch. I might try. Yeah, I'm testing something now. I don't know if it's gonna go well, but I might try competition after this. So comp after this. Let's see how it goes. I'm not good at comp. So excuse me. I mean either or, but I'm not good at Stadium like that. It's not a huge. I don't know. Can't really explain it. It's good, but it's not like a huge desire to play Stadium, if I'm being honest. But anyway, the lesson for today is super simple and very real. And you are so much more impressive than you think. Of course, y'all know how I am. I'm gonna play around with this title significantly. Oh, my headphones are backwards. That is not fun. I'm gonna play around with this title, of course. Like I have an idea of what I want it to be, or I have an idea of the topic that I'm talking about. But I was talking to my intern, and she was explaining to me just how life has been going. She's a little bit more than an intern as of today, I would say, but I'm just gonna say intern because that's when I met her. She held that position as an intern. My headphones are backwards. That's why I'm turning so many different ways. But I was talking to my intern, man, and she was just explaining to me just how life has been going for her. And I always get so impressed when I speak with people whose growth I'm able to watch. It's just such a beautiful thing to like to see people grow. So I guess that's really more of the lesson that I'm thinking is, just don't be so hard on yourself. I guess like you should be very proud of your growth and development. Your growth and development is impressive, and that's really something that I don't know if you're told enough. I don't know if that's something that you ever even thought about, but it's a true statement that your development is impressive. If you're never really told that, then you don't normally think about your small wins being that amazing. All right, when you're not really told, hey, like, you're really impressing me by being so consistent with developing, or I remember where you were last year, and now just amazing how much you've grown in this past year. You know, when you're not really told that all the time, like if you don't really have someone in your corner that's like just, you know, supporting you, then you almost, unless you're very, very introspective, you almost don't realize how much you're impressing other people. Or you almost don't realize, I should say, how significant your development is. You know, you probably don't realize how significant your development is just because you're being you, but the more you develop and impress other people, the more you're kind of encouraging them. Even if it's psychological, you're encouraging them to do more and be more. You know, you're more impressive than you think. I grow a lot of plants. This is not a real plant, but let's just use this plant for the topic for our conversation. Also, I am probably hurting my team because I'm not. I'm probably hurting my team because I'm just not an expert in this, but it's okay. But this plant, which is fake, and it's okay, we'll pretend it's real. This real plant was a seed at some point. That seed is basically your development. That seed is your growth. That seed is your idea. You know, that seed is the essence of your hard work. But that seed will never turn into the beautiful tree, the food, the decor, whatever it is you're trying to grow from that seed. It'll never grow unless you water it. And you have to be consistent with watering and patient with watering. If you are good in anything, which most likely you are good at something, you have to think about your development. Think about how you started. Think about the first time I played Overwatch. I was terrible. It was fun just because friends were playing. It grew on me because I learned the mechanics. I learned how to. I learned a lot more about the game. I learned a lot more about esports as an industry. Why? I learned a lot about this game, and I've been able to get a little bit better. I'm not great, like I said, at much of it, but alright. It's going to be a... It sucks because in the stadium, when you pick a character, unlike other matches, you can change. In this one, you cannot. Well, in other matches you can change, but in this one you cannot. So it's kind of brutal. But I just think about when I first started, man. There were certain characters I hated. Like, it was just a lot that I had to get used to. And I remember thinking, like, for some characters, like, oh, I would never, use this character before. I will never play with this character. That's how I used to think. And then eventually I got good at those characters, or I got good at the game, or, I just became a better player. I didn't really think about it until someone new started playing with me. Wow. And once that new person started playing with me, I realized that I was able to teach a lot more and actually able to help the team a lot more than I'm normally required. I was able to quote unquote carry, the team and, teach that individual how to play. You can only do that, or when you do that, you start to realize how much better you are, but you don't normally get that opportunity until you're helping someone new. So that's why I think, like, you know, if you're not really someone that doesn't realize that they, you know, they are impressive or they are doing something that deserves a lot of love and deserves appreciation for their growth, then let me just tell you, 9 out of 10, most likely. Oh my goodness. Sorry, y'all, just a little distracted. Most likely, you are doing quite well in your life, and I just would highly encourage you to just simply thinking about your development, your growth and development. You are impressive. I mean, what is... Sorry. Sorry, y'all. You know, I try to be nice when I play with people on here. I try not to normally say anything rude. This community can be slightly toxic. Just slightly. Not all the way. Just slightly. But the reason being is because, you know, I know how it is the first time I started playing this, and you know, sometimes you just gotta allow people the opportunity to get better and develop. But with that, you also have to let yourself you also have to, I don't know really the point that how I'm trying to tie the point. I want to say, like, give yourself a pat on the back. I mean, it seems kind of corny, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. You know, you gotta allow yourself the opportunity to celebrate your small wins. It could be something like a light dinner or hanging out with friends, or you know, really whatever. Whatever makes you happy in life, you know, reward yourself with that. You know, think about something that you're really, really good at, and just tell yourself, like, or be very introspective and ask yourself, when was the last time I was good at this thing? Or I shouldn't say good at this thing. I guess, when was the last time I remember being bad at this thing? Is more the point that I was trying to make. Was it when I started a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or when I made that one mistake a month ago, whatever the case is? Did you make that same mistake again? Have you gotten to a point where you make far less mistakes than you have successes? Are you good enough to teach other people that thing? You know, those are small wins, man. You gotta pat yourself on the back. Like, that's how you become a champion. And by consistently doing those champion level things, that's how you become a leader of men or a leader of women, because other people are watching you be a champion, and then that creates a culture of championship behavior. So we have to move our cart. I got yelled at by my boy Mad Max when we were playing this together because I was not moving the cart. I don't blame him. Man, the whole, like, the ground is lava thing is crazy. See, I knew that I was supposed to move our cart, but the first time I played, I didn't know that, you know. But look at me, I'm growing, bro. And that's exactly, you know, I shouldn't brag about that, but I'm growing, and I gotta allow myself an opportunity to celebrate those small wins. You know, that's probably why he told me to stay by my cart. And I'm not even, can't even heal the group. That's crazy. Today's gonna be simple. You know, it's the day right before I have to celebrate another big day. But I do. Ooh. Oh no, no. They just left me. I do appreciate y'all just tuning in, man. I've been trying to be consistent, and that's a small win that I'm it's a small win that I'm patting myself on the back for. It doesn't appear that we are going to win this. I'd be surprised if we do. That is the longest ult I've ever had. That's pretty crazy. I guess we gotta move our cart. My bad. So yeah, man, long story short, man, you know, this wasn't the most articulate video that I made, but the point is clear, man. You know, point is clear, man. Celebrate y'all small wins. You don't know how impressive you are. All the things that I said, I don't know what I'm going to title this. That's kind of how I've been making these videos the past few days. Like, I'm really just spitting from the heart. You know, whatever comes out has been my focus. But I hope it, you know, hope it makes sense. Hope y'all enjoying the stadium. We won our last round. I want to keep playing. Let's see how it goes. But y'all take it easy. God bless. Yeah, FYI, we won.